Hello everyone, it's Marie and welcome to another video. So I just thought I'd make a quick life update and tell you what's going on because I think it's kind of needed. A lot has been unexplained and I did disappear from YouTube for a bit, and yeah, I've had a lot of questions recently from people just asking what's going on in my life. So I thought I'd update you. So first of all, the most important thing, I'm in India right now and I've been here for over a month and I love it so much and I never want to leave because India just has some sort of magic about it. I'm just so in love with this country and I can see now why people keep coming back every year or stay here long term, because it's just such a beautiful, magical, special country, and I'm just so happy here. So I do want to apologise if it's a bit loud. Holy Festival's tomorrow, so there's some celebrations going on right now and there's lots of cleaning and preparation going on, and there's a river in front of me. I'm in Rishikesh right now, and so yeah, it's a little loud, but this is the perfect time for me to make this update. I've just had a really lazy day. I've been so ill, I've had a cold, so I've just been recovering and having a Netflix day, and yeah, so I thought I'd just sit down and quickly kind of update you and let you know what's going on. As you know, I left New Zealand and I'm so glad I made the decision to leave, even though I did love the country. Something was kind of pulling me to leave and just get away, and you know, it was a beautiful country and I'd love to maybe one day go back, but at the same time I've learned over the last year that it's so important to listen to your gut instinct and listen to, you know, just if something's not working, or don't force it, and if you feel like you have to do something or have to go somewhere, go. You know, don't force yourself to stay somewhere just because people expect that of you. I just knew that it was time to leave New Zealand and that there was nothing else I could get out of it at this moment in my life. I was also in a situation in New Zealand that was quite emotionally damaging for me, so I decided to leave, and I'm so glad I made that decision because now I'm in India and I'm having an incredible trip. So briefly, I left New Zealand, and just before I left I was actually able to work for a little while in Tauranga doing kiwi fruit picking, and I worked with my friend Kay, who I actually met at Vipassana over a year ago, and she has a YouTube channel. I'm going to link her YouTube here, and I also managed to meet her friend Plant-Based Kate as well, who has a YouTube channel, so I'm going to put her up here. And it was super cool when I met Kate because actually she has been to India a lot, so I think I met her at the perfect timing because I was literally just about to go to India as I met her, so she gave me loads of tips and advice for India. So I just felt like everything really fell into place. Like, you know, I finished off in Tauranga, the place that I started in, where I really was happy, and I went back to doing kiwi fruit, the thing that I first did when I first went to New Zealand, and you know, I got to chill out by the mount, which was just a magical place for me and healed me so much during that really difficult time at the beginning of last year. So yeah, I just had an amazing time back in one of my favourite places in New Zealand, and I got to work with some awesome people, and it was a great end to my trip in New Zealand. I felt like I went round full circle, finishing off in the place where I started. And then I flew to Bali and I spent a whole week in Bali, and that was great for me. I just did a whole week of yoga and just focused on myself, and yeah, I had a great time in Bali. I'm not going to talk about this trip too much in this video because I'm going to make a total different vlog about my adventures and like travels and stuff in Southeast Asia and India, but yes, that's what I did. Then I had a quick layover in Kuala Lumpur, and now I've just been in India for 4 weeks, and I'm going to be here another 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm going to be leaving, and I am actually not sure what's going on after leaving India, because you see, the thing is, I didn't quite expect that I would love backpacking around Asia and India so much. I don't know, I've never done a backpacking trip before. As you know, when I travelled Europe, I was working online and I was doing a different kind of travel, and I was doing it with my ex obviously, so I wasn't alone. And in New Zealand obviously it was different because I was working like a proper job, and I had like a proper like place in a company, and I really liked that experience in New Zealand, and it was the perfect experience for me at that time because it's really important for me to, I think, be around people and have a job where I'm working face to face, and I feel like working online would have been too isolating for me at that moment. Like, I wanted to kind of be social. I'm a naturally very social person. I like to be out there and meeting people, and I think to have worked all by myself online in New Zealand would have been quite hard. And also, New Zealand's a very expensive country. I don't think I would have made enough money online to have supported myself really in New Zealand, whereas the job that I had afforded me to save a ton of money, and it actually enabled me to do tons of amazing stuff around New Zealand. Like, you know, I did the Queenstown Swings, and I did Milford Sound and Doubtful Sound, and I travelled around the South Island and the North Island, and I got to see so much because I earned so much. And the money I earned in New Zealand is actually funding this trip around India and a bit of Southeast Asia. So ultimately, I'm so happy I did what I did. And a lot of people have questioned me. They're like, why are you going to Australia? Why don't you just stay in Southeast Asia and work online again? So basically, my answer to that is just because it just feels right. Like, I still, right now, feel like I need to be in Australia. I don't know why, I just feel like there's a need for me to be there, that there's something that I can achieve there. And honestly, you can earn really good money in Australia. So I kind of hope to be there for a year and just bang out and earn a ton of money. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but I have friends that lived in New Zealand for the year and they earned like 45,000 each in a year in New Zealand, and that was their savings. Like, they earned 45,000 in savings. And when I was in New Zealand, I managed to save about $17,000 just from savings, and I really didn't even live that cheaply. So in Australia, I know you can earn even more money than New Zealand. So, you know, I could go back to England and save a ton of money, which honestly I don't think I could do in England, or I could go to Australia and have a great time living in a new country. I could also visit all of my family in Australia. I have so much family in Australia that I would love to see, and I've got lots of friends in Australia that I would love to see, and it's also an opportunity to work a job, live in a new country, and experience all of that, and earn lots of money on top of that. So I think after Australia, after I've saved up a ton of money after my year there, then I will do a big Southeast Asia trip, and I'm going to be doing like Thailand and Vietnam and Cambodia and Laos, and I would love to do Sri Lanka. I'd love to come back to India. There's just so much I want to do now. Now that I've done this like almost 5 weeks in India, and I've done, you know, some of Southeast Asia, I've already gotten that taste for backpacking Asia, so I just really want to do it. And of course there will be a time in my life again when I want to get an online job again and work online, and maybe I could live in Thailand, or I could live somewhere else and teach English or work online, and that's fine. But I think the main reason why I'm not still working online is simply because I never really had that huge passion for working online. But a lot of people, I think, have the assumption that I like quit being a digital nomad, or like I gave up because I found it too hard or whatever, and that's not actually the case at all. I actually succeeded really well working online and being a digital nomad. For a whole year I travelled Europe, and I made enough earnings to support both myself and my ex all around Europe. Like, I supported the both of us for a whole year on my online earnings. So I think that was a pretty successful time, and I chose to stop being a digital nomad because I wanted a face-to-face job in New Zealand, because I wanted to socialise. The same is for Australia. I could work online, but I don't want to. I want to have a proper job where I meet people and make friends and socialise. And that's just my personal choice. And maybe when I go back to Southeast Asia or come back to India or whatever again, I will choose to work online, and you know, that will be my personal choice. But the truth is, I was never super passionate about online work. I think most digital nomads, you know, they become digital nomads because they're so passionate about like business and startup and web designers, or they're really into those kind of things. For me, I became an online English teacher just because it was the necessary thing to earn an online income. I didn't even know when I first became a digital nomad that a working holiday was a thing. Like, I had no idea you could do that. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I didn't know. And once I found out you could do working holidays, I was like, wow, like why didn't I think of that before? Like, I wish I'd started doing this so much younger. I'm not in any rushes to like do anything. I'm just going with the flow and going with life and just following what like my instincts want me to do. And right now I just want to go to Australia, earn a lot of money, meet some cool people, work a nice job and experience a new country, and that's fine. And I know it's not a big culture shock country, but you know, I've just done India for 4 weeks and I'll be here for another couple of weeks, so you know, I'm definitely still experiencing that side of travel too. But something inside me wants to go to Australia, something inside of me wants to meet my family there and meet my friends there and have a nice time there. And you know, once that's over, I'll probably come back to Southeast Asia, I'll probably come back to India for sure. So I have so many more plans too. I want to go to South America. When I was living in New Zealand, I met so many Chileans and Argentinians that I really want to travel South America now, and I'd love to do like a 6-month to 1 year backpacking trip around South America. I'd love to even like get a visa to study in South America and maybe study Spanish. That would be so cool. You know, I have so many plans. Like, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. You know, I'd love to do South America, I'd love to do more of Asia. Absolutely going to come back to India. I want to, you know, maybe do a working holiday in Canada. I've met so many Canadians and I know it's a good place to go to earn money too, so I don't know, there's just so many options and things around this world that I could do. I'm just kind of going with the flow and seeing what opportunities come to me. This trip to India was so last minute, it was so impulsive, it was like so spontaneous. I didn't really know I was doing it until I got here. I didn't know how long I was going to stay here, like I had no idea, and it just worked out and I'm so happy I did it. And everything's just falling into place. My confidence is so high now. When I first got to New Zealand last year, I was so I just wasn't a confident person. I wasn't used to being on my own, and now I just feel like I can do anything. I can be anyone I want. I'm so happy and content alone and by myself now. I don't rely on anybody anymore. I take care of myself, I look after myself, and I don't know, like, I'm just so independent now and so internally strong, and that's something that only really happened from my year in New Zealand. I've had a recent comment on my video from someone saying that they've noticed I don't really talk so much about my feelings anymore publicly. I think maybe in the past I used to make some videos talking a bit more about emotional subjects, whereas these days I don't. And that's mostly because of a few reasons. First of all, last year I went through a lot. And I went through things that I didn't even talk to about my friends and family about. It wasn't just like small things, it was quite big life-changing things that I didn't even talk to my parents about or like my best friends about. Like, you know, some things I just wanted to deal with myself. Also, you know, I've became a bit more spiritually aware, I guess, and I'm just happier and more content within myself now. I don't feel the need to kind of tell the world all my inner thoughts and feelings, you know, there's no need for that. I mean, I'm also aware that a lot of my friends and family watch these videos and I don't want them kind of hearing personal things. Also for other people's privacy too, you know, some of the things I went through last year involved other people and I didn't want to like pull them into this YouTube video and name people, like, you know, if someone did bad by me or someone upset me or hurt me, I didn't want to like make a video saying this person has upset me or whatever. Like, it just isn't fair to bring other people's names into my videos, so I didn't make many videos about that. And also I was just so busy last year. I was working a lot and saving a lot of money and very busy just kind of getting through stuff and being, honestly, I had one of the most amazing years of my life as well. It was a very life-changing year and it was both equally amazing and terrible, and it's just made me a totally much more happier person and stronger person, so I'm so thankful for last year. But honestly, my priorities was not all on YouTube, if that makes sense. Like, making videos and telling YouTube about what was going on in my life really was not the top of my priority list. I just wanted to kind of deal with stuff internally and get on with my life and kind of get through everything, and I'm so glad I did it the way I did it because it's turned out totally for the best. So I hope that kind of summarizes and explains to you a bit of what's been going on and why I did disappear a bit from YouTube. I'm really excited to get to Australia and get some more stability again and get a job, and you know, I want to start going to the gym, working out, working on my goals again. That's another reason I'm not that interested in digital nomad stuff right now, because I mean, I've always kind of mentioned this, but my whole reason for becoming a digital nomad simply was to afford travel. It wasn't because I'm passionate about business, it was because I wanted to travel and pay for travel. And you know, now I've learned so many other ways that I can travel and work. Being a digital nomad isn't the top of that priority list because I know I can do working holidays now, and I know I can do volunteering, and I know that there's other ways for me to work and travel, and I've just found so many ways of doing it that now I've got like so many options, if you know what I mean. There's just so many things that I can do, and now I just have to pick the one I want the most. And also, I don't know if I will ever do that as a long-term career. I ultimately would like to actually go into some other kind of career. I'm really much more of a one-on-one kind of person. I'm not really a sit on a desk all day kind of worker. That was what I did when I had to work online living in Europe, but ultimately I'd like to maybe go into some sort of massage therapies, acupunctural therapies, things that are more hands-on and, you know, work with healing people and helping people. I think that's ultimately what I'd like to do, be more of like a healer, like a physical healer for people, and that's something that I've been interested in for many years, and it's something that now I'm really realizing I could make happen. But on top of that, you know, I used to be a designer, and I used to be very creative and very artsy as well back in the past, and you know, I kind of let all that go a few years ago, and I'm looking forward to kind of bringing that side of me back too. So right now I'm just going through a very experimental phase in my life, and I'm just not really caring what people expect of me or what people want, and I'm just honestly focusing on what feels right, what I want to do, what I'm interested in, and seeing what happens. Honestly, ever since I stopped letting go of people's expectations and stopped letting go of my own personal expectations for myself and started just going with it and making goals that I was passionate about and doing things that I truly wanted to do and that made me truly feel happy, I've honestly been living such a good life, and I've been so happy, and I've just been focusing on gratitude and happiness and focusing on what I'm so thankful for and what I can achieve and what I can do and what just makes me thoroughly happy. Very happy, and I'm in a very good place right now spiritually. And honestly, this has really only just come about since I left my job in Christchurch and I started traveling New Zealand by myself, and then I came to Southeast Asia. Over the last 3 to 4 months is when I've really truly became so happy, and ever since being in India I've just felt so at peace and so happy, and yeah, I'm just in a really good place right now, and I hope you can see that now. I've had so many comments on my recent videos, people saying I seem to be happy again. It's just nice to know that you guys are noticing that I'm happy again too, and I hope you can realise that I am in a really good place right now, and I'm really happy, and I'm really just mentally healthy, and I'm just thoroughly thankful for the life I'm living right now. I mean, being in India is just incredible. I'm just so happy, and I'm honestly so excited for Australia and what's to come there and what's to come beyond Australia. As I told you, I've got so many travel plans, so many places I want to see, and so many things I want to do, and yeah, I'm just really excited to kind of go with the flow and see where I end up. And this is going to be a long process. It's not just going to be over the next few months, this is going to be over the next few years, and I'm so excited to see what happens. I hope that you're enjoying watching my recent videos. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing my recent New Zealand videos. As you know, I just travelled the New Zealand South Island, and I did record it all. I did it over the Christmas period, and I've made like a series of 4 or 5 vlogs showing you everything I did in New Zealand, and that was just such an incredible time for me, driving around all by myself and going on a road trip, and that was so good for me to do. Just getting to work with my friends in Tauranga, and then getting to go all by myself to Bali and Kuala Lumpur, and now in India, and it's just been such an amazing few months. Honestly, I'm in such a good place, and I'm so happy. So yeah, thank you. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I hope that it all kind of made sense to you and is clear. But yeah, I'm just going to end this video now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, definitely subscribe to see more videos. Obviously, you're going to see some traveling India videos. You're going to see the videos from like Bali, Malaysia. You're going to see, I don't know, more videos about like traveling, and Australia obviously coming up. So yeah, I'm just going to end this now. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.